The Mississippi Economic Council began in 1949, when over 300 leaders gathered in the Heidelberg Hotel in Jackson with one goal: to bring the state's business community together to improve the economic, cultural, and long-range outlook for our state. 75 years later, as the State Chamber of Commerce, MEC continues to be the voice of business in Mississippi. Through advocacy, research, resources, and leadership, MEC collaborates with private and public sector leaders from around Mississippi to develop solutions for economic prosperity. Our first president, M.B. Swayze, traveled the state to meet with business leaders to ensure their interests were represented. MEC continues to seek input from its members in all sectors of the economy. Under the leadership of Bob Pittman, the organization created the STAR program and Leadership Mississippi. For more than 50 years, the top students and teachers have been honored. This year, 296 high school seniors were recognized as STAR students. The Leadership Mississippi class of 2024 marks the program's 50th year. The connections made through this program propel graduates to be the state's top business, community, and political leaders. During Blake Wilson's tenure, MEC focused on developing a long-term vision for growing our state's economy. Hobnob Mississippi and MEC Capital Day created new opportunities for members to connect and gain insight into key issues. However, it was the development of Blueprint Mississippi that provided transformative change. Released in 2004 and updated in 2011, Blueprint convened hundreds of leaders from across the state to develop a strategic action plan. The goals and recommendations from Blueprint led to vast improvements in economic development, education, infrastructure, and the state's business climate. Using Blueprint as a model, in 2022, MEC released its Securing Mississippi's Future Vision for Economic Growth report. The recommendations of this report are already being put into action. We continue to accomplish the goals outlined in this plan, including vast investments in creating a strong workforce, an intense focus on career pathways, and an emphasis on cultivating opportunities for young professionals here in Mississippi. This work led to the National Association of State Chambers selecting MEC as the 2022 State Chamber of the Year. Yet MEC's role goes beyond public policy when our state faces challenges beyond our control. This was never more evident than in 2020 when the COVID-19 global pandemic altered our way of life. As we sheltered in place, interacted with coworkers, family, and friends via Zoom, and adapted to a new normal, MEC took action. MEC developed a coronavirus resource page to provide daily updates and partnered with the Mississippi Manufacturers Association and the Mississippi Economic Development Council to survey businesses on how to address their greatest needs. We joined forces with MMA and BIPEC to build a coalition of more than 40 business organizations to work with legislative and state leaders to pass comprehensive COVID liability protections. 2020 also led to tough questions and challenging conversations rooted in MEC's founding principles surrounding the importance of equality and fairness. These conversations also paved the way for Mississippi to step into a brighter future by adopting a new state flag and retiring the old controversial symbol, a long-standing position of MEC. The new flag's symbolism highlights the state's hospitality, a sense of hope and rebirth, and our rich cultural history. MEC also stands ready when natural disasters strike, providing information on resources and working with agencies that assist in recovery and rebuilding. Since that day in 1949, MEC has joined forces with leaders from all regions of our state to fight for the betterment of Mississippi and develop a business climate for success. Today, 75 original charter member companies remain involved with MEC. MEC will continue to secure Mississippi's future and amplify the voice of business.